What's up, guys? Welcome back to Relationship Talk Unfiltered podcast with Prophet Eneh. I'm super excited to have you guys back joining me in this episode. So I know I've been away for a while, so I kind of traveled for internships. Stuff happened. I got busy with school and all those stuff. Yeah, but anyway, I know you guys care, but anyway. So all this stuff happened, and I didn't have the time to like record episode. But those of you who follow me online probably see me post. You see my reels on Instagram. So I'm still alive. I'm still doing good. How are you guys doing? It's been a while. Have you guys missed me? so I kind of, you can see I have a guest here. So we are trying to do something different because I don't just want to just teach you guys topics about things in relationship and stuff like that. So I was thinking that I'll probably bring real life situations, scenarios, so that we can actually talk about it and see stories people can relate to. People that know me know I'm not a big fan of admin hide my identity kind of posts. I'm not a big fan because I feel like those things kind of, it discourages a lot of people. But then at the same time, I look at it differently again, and I see that sometimes if good advice follows suit, it will help people know how to like navigate that kind of situation if they find themselves in it.
So what don't you like about it? The fact that it's anonymous or what?
No, the fact that it's like a bad news out there. So a lot of people kind of consume it. And they are scared of getting married or pursuing relationship when they should. Yeah. So that's why I'm not really a big fan. So because if you check the number of bad relationship stories online and the good ones online, it seems like they are like the gap is different. So
if you're happy, why come online? Like if you're happy, why?
I mean, come online and share the. I kind of encourage people to come online and share the good stories. But the problem is that when people even share their good stories online, people still find it offensive. Like you are pretending, you're not real, all those kind of stuff. True. So, but the idea behind this is because I felt like the advice that follows it can help so many people. Okay. So I'm super excited to start it. So you can already hear our guest for today, and she's very chatty. So
am I?
So I will allow her to introduce herself to you people. Okay. Let her give us her details.
So I'm very excited today. I'm so excited. Like you see me smile all through this episode. And yeah, I wanted to like wear my glasses because I look so cool in it. And then I'm gonna remove it now, and for the rest of the episode you can see my eyes. I have good eyes. My name is Eneh, an Iowa State student. That's what I'll define myself as today. And I just know I'm excited to be here. So and I'm in such a happy mood. That's
the only thing you want to tell us about yourself?
Yes.
You are in Iowa State. What are you studying?
Go Cyclones! What am I studying? I'm an engineer. Just know I'm special. That's it. I'm just special. There's something about me. Let's just keep the mystery.
Do you people like mystery?
I like mystery, so whether you like it or not.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, so just not to waste you guys' time, I would like us to like jump into today's story. So I have like maybe 3 stories or 4, I don't know. Let's see how far we can take in the time we have. So story number 1. I, 28 female, have been with my partner, 38 male, for 14 months, and he still hides me on social media. Should I be worried? That's the topic. Should he be worried? What do you think? Before we read the story, what do you think? She should be worried?
I don't think so yet. Some people don't like to put personal stuff out there, so I understand it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's read and find out. So she said, my boyfriend is consistently active on social media, Insta, Facebook, Thread, but he never posted or tagged me, and he won't let me post or tag him. He basically looks single, and it seems deliberate. Example, if we do stuff together, he will post pictures of himself and not mention me at all. He lets his friends, family, co-workers post and tag him, but he made me delete a picture of us together and only lets me keep one where you can't see his face. He still has a couple of posts up about his ex, including a poem he wrote about her, which makes me think he may not see me as serious partner. He's not affectionate in public, but I have met some of his friends and went to one of their weddings, and I have lived with him for a while. So it's not like he's hiding me in real life, but I can't help but feel like he's not fully committed and he's keeping his options open for the long term. Am I being paranoid or overthinking? Should I be worried? It's been about more than a year of relationship went public.
When I heard he still has a poem for his ex on his and then you even small picture. No, I feel no. There's a you should be worried there. You
Why?
should be, because if he's not posting you, that's fine. But if you post and he says you should take it down, then why? Like,
I mean,
he doesn't want to be in your picture.
I mean, probably doesn't want people to know that he
That
doesn't
what?
want the general public to know about the relationship. Maybe he tried it in the past and it backfired. I don't know.
I don't see that if it backfired then you still have a poem on your page. Do you know what a poem
But,
is?
but there are some people who don't necessarily delete everything they have.
Oh, yeah,
on
I
their
don't,
phone
right?
after
If
a
if
breakup.
I had something like that, I wouldn't. But that also means you that you're present. I need to give you some kind of strong placehold there. If somebody in my past has that and you have nothing, no.
I don't know. Okay,
You should be worried, please. I mean, please be worried, dear.
I think it can actually go two ways. It's more of like there are chances that she should be worried. There are also chances that she should probably not be worried. For me, I would say she probably should understand the kind of person she's in a relationship with, because it seems like this guy, everybody around them knows that they're in a relationship. Like the weddings, it seems like from the story she said something about he doesn't have a problem
In real
with
life,
people
like,
in real life knowing
people know.
that
Sorry, guys.
that she's with him or whatever. But it seems
Okay.
like it's different on social media. So that's like, if he was hiding her in real life too, I'll probably say she should be more worried in a way. But like it feels like he doesn't mind in real life, like
Oh, but he's
whoever.
consistent. Another thing is, what's he consistently on social media doing? Is it?
I mean-
is it sports he's following, or
I mean, some
if
people
you're
are just on
if
social
you're
media.
constantly on social media and you're posting about your family and your life and people interesting to you, I'll feel bad if I'm there and you just always cut me out.
But you also know that it's not really about social media posts too. That like some people never post
Oh,
their
yeah.
partners on social media.
I agree, but this guy seems to be usually on one side or the other, and she just never comes up.
I get your point. Well, for me, there are ways I define relationships. So I define relationship as public, private, and secret. So like there are three categories. Like public relationships are like relationships where everybody knows about it. Like it's like there are this like power couple or whatever, social media couple. They're not hiding it from everybody, and they are both okay with it. So nobody is forcing anybody to post anybody. They even go to the point of doing videos together and all those kind of stuff.
I don't roll my eyes. You should get out.
There are those couple. Then there are couple that are more private in the sense that a lot of people don't know about the relationship, like, but the important persons in their life are aware. Maybe their parents are aware, their siblings are aware, maybe their pastors, their mentors, their closest friends, they are aware that they are dating, but like the general public, social media and all those people, they don't know. And that's okay too. Like if you don't want to bring it online, don't bring it. If you don't want people to know, people shouldn't know. But then there's the secret relationship. Those ones will tell you, don't tell anybody that we are dating. Let's just keep it secret between both of us. That's one is the secret one. So because those ones, even when they break up with yourself and you want to cry, you don't even know how to cry. Because if they ask you what's making you cry, you don't be like, I broke up with my boyfriend.
That's what's defined as situationship now. That one, it was never really.
Yeah, so that's the way I see. Like, so there are this different level of possible way you want to run your. So, but I always encourage people, do the public if both of you are okay with it. Do the private if you like it. But you see that secret one, don't go close to it because you will cry. Yeah, because there's anybody that is hiding you from even important people in their life. I feel like this can go both ways. But anybody that kind of hides you completely from people in their life, that's very suspicious. They just want to
Yeah.
probably do something with you and then dump you and then leave, and nobody will hold them accountable. Nobody, but they will tell us then that in those days, parents, when you want to take their daughter out, you come and tell the girl's father, I want to take your daughter out. Then you carry the girl and you people now go out. You bring her back safely. But today, you can go out with anybody without your parents knowing. Now, it has now gotten to the point where people date and nobody even knows that they are dating, which is very risky. So, like for this case, I feel like it's somewhere in between, because she said he doesn't have any problem doing it publicly. But then when it comes to social media, he is always not okay with it. So I'm thinking maybe there's an experience. They need to have a conversation.
Oh yeah, I wanted to say that she needs to bring it up and tell him how it's making her feel.
Yeah, they need to have a conversation about it. I think having a conversation, like let her understand why he doesn't want that. I feel like sometimes people think they talk about something, but they have not actually talked about it. Maybe they just screamed about it, like, take out that picture, I don't like it, or maybe I don't want it. The girl probably say, why? And then they say, just take it off. But they don't really go into detail to explain why they are trying to prevent this from happening. Maybe they posted when they were in previous relationship, and
that poem is still bothering me.
I mean, some people no matter what, they like keeping something that's special to them.
I'm that kind of person. If
maybe you write your own poem.
But maybe then she can write one about me too.
I mean, maybe she can write a poem and send it to the guy, and the guy will keep it there too.
So she should write it. God.
No, I mean did he say he wrote the poem?
Yeah, he wrote a poem about his ex and he posted it. Wait. And he has refused to take it down. Okay. Yeah, so I understand there's some relationships or situations that define you. Maybe that's what it is for him, and I don't think he should take it down. When you write something that beautiful, keep it.
But he can still keep it inside his phone and not online.
It's fine if it's for me. I can.
You can deal with that one.
You can trick me,
but you want your own written for you.
Yeah, somehow. Or at least a picture or something. Say, hey, this is my princess now.
What if she's not a poem person? Because for me, someone like me, I'm not a poem person. So
I cannot write you a poem.
I mean, if someone write a poem, it will not even I don't like. It doesn't.
Igbo man, very Igbo.
I mean, sometimes they sound like it's abstract. So I feel like maybe they need to have a conversation and talk about whatever.
Yeah,
probably led to the guy making that kind of decision of not wanting her to post her. And even it's funny that the one he allowed is the one that can't even see his face.
No, but doesn't that sound shady and fishy?
And I'm saying it sounds shady.
Because even if you don't want to post, if she's that kind of person, why would you have her deleted? It they somehow, but they should have a conversation.
Okay. So let's talk about this. So, assuming she likes her pictures being posted by her boyfriend, but the boyfriend doesn't like his pictures being posted, what is the best resolution if nobody is willing to budge?
Both of you should leave social media. Leave it.
As in, but she wants it. Yeah, he doesn't want it. And they can't come to agree to anything. Do you think it's enough to leave the relationship?
No, I don't think so.
But then he doesn't want you to post him, and he won't post you, but you want it.
Now you're giving me a difficult question. This is am I in class? If it's worth it, you stick. If it's not worth it, you go. That's all I can say. It doesn't seem like something that should break.
Well, the funny thing is that in this life, some minor thing break relationships. Something as minor as that, he has the power to break a relationship.
I feel like I'll post if I wasn't in I'll post, but from time to time I'll be like, this one did this, this one did that.
But generally there are people that don't like being posted online. They like their privacy. They like their relationship.
Killers, murderers?
Not like serial killers, but
wanted by the government.
They don't mind uploading their own picture, but they don't want anybody to know that they're in a relationship.
Oh, that's why it's this one you say, not my boyfriend. This one said.
Anyway, I don't know what you guys think. So, do you think it's shady? Do you think there's something wrong for me? I think it's somewhere in between. But I believe that they need to have like a conversation and talk about maybe why he doesn't want her to like post his pictures. And I guess if he doesn't want her to post his pictures, that means he's probably not posting her either. But he's okay for other people to post him. So I don't know. It's when it comes to relationship, it gets a little bit difficult. So I think they need to have like a conversation. Why don't you like me posting you, or why don't you like posting me?
Yeah, it's just
And
that conversation.
they probably figure out what works.
And or when he, sorry, why do I want to speak about? But if it's to end it, they end it there.
Okay.
I like this one. Can I read this?
Okay.
Okay, with some drama because I'm good at reading. So I cheated on my husband. I, 24, female, told my husband, 24, male, a few months ago that I have been unhappy in our marriage for at least 2 years. I told him I couldn't do it anymore and I was out. But we remained living together because of our child, and I'm a stay-at-home mom, so I couldn't just move out at the blink of an eye. Shortly after expressing my feelings on our marriage to my husband, I entertained another man over the internet. In my eyes, I thought in his we were separated. I know it still doesn't make it right. We hadn't won our wedding rings. We were barely even speaking. He still wants to fix our marriage, and I feel really guilty that I am completely numb to our relationship. A little backstory. We got married in 2021, and soon after, I really started feeling so alone. All he did was work, come home, and rage on video games until he went to bed. Every single day, I would just sit on the couch and wait for him to be finished and come hang out with me. I begged him for years to change. I should also add that he has been a serial liar throughout our relationship. He expressed to me that he was depressed. He really was full of so much negativity. I remember sitting in the car outside of the courthouse before grabbing our marriage license. He said something that still 2 years later is so clear in my head. He said, "You really make me want to kill myself." Ew. It broke me. And we somehow convinced each other to still go through with the marriage. 4 months after the wedding, I fell pregnant and was... Why do people say fell pregnant? Okay, sorry.
they fell into
I don't get it. I was hopeful that things would change. They got worse. I was alone for 9 months straight. I built our daughter's entire nursery alone. I cleaned alone. I picked true baby names alone. Researched alone. Everything I did alone while he played games. After our daughter was born, obviously he didn't have as much time to play games, and I was so caught up in being a new mom, I spent every second of the day consumed with my baby for at least the first 6 months of her life. When she started getting more independent, I really started gaining mental clarity on what the hell have I been doing. Around this time, I started to express to him how I had been feeling. I resented him. Every conversation that wasn't about our daughter was an argument. We weren't even compatible anymore. I told him I wanted to leave, but I was scared, and I didn't want him to hurt himself or go down a dark path if I did leave. So I tried to let him down gently. I had spent 7 years of my life just putting up with him, and I feel like I am so young and never got a chance to really live and feel life. Once he realized how serious I was about living this time, he's really changing and trying to be better. He's love bombing me, but I feel nothing. I am numb to it. I feel so guilty for what I did and extremely worried about what he will do / how he will feel if I go through this with actually leaving. So I've stayed. I can't bring myself to leave. I don't want to hurt him any more than he already has been. But it feels wrong. My soul just hurts and it wants more. What do I do? So she clarified. I entertained a man on the internet after I told my husband I was over, and now he's love bombing me, and I feel bad for wanting out.
Yeah, so she technically cheated. So
she told him she was out, but yeah, she cheated.
I really want to hear what you think about this.
Me? Let's start with the kind of person I am. I feel like this world is hard. So it's hard to just live on a normal day. and then you have this other burden. Like if the marriage is not for her, I think she should go be happy somewhere else because theirs is already bad. Like even when I hear that, it make me want to kill myself. People say that, but when you're going to marry somebody,
there's just so many red flags
yeah,
that was ignored. And first of all, like, even if like starting from the beginning where she said that he comes back and only just binge on games, play games, I kind of wanted to like blame her a little bit.
okay.
But then when I read some other things, I kind of felt like,
but why would you want to blame her that
I'm not like blame her generally for everything, but more of like, you know, these things where people see what their partner does or finds joy doing, and they separate themselves from it and allow them do it alone, and then they expect them to come and hang out with them later. Like, I believe activities and conversations are what bring couples together most. So if you discover that your partner actually likes doing something, I don't think it's always right to just wait for them to get done with it and then come to you. Sometimes you get involved with it. You people can still find joy doing it together. And then that's what it's more of like, so, okay, I was talking to somebody. I was like, see, there are like 3 categories of things that can happen in marriages where it comes to like actions and entertainment. More like, there are things you would like to do that your partner will not like to do.
True.
And there are things your partner would like to do that you don't like to do. So it's more of like finding a way to join them in doing what they like to do. Then they will also try and find a way to join you in doing what you like to do. Not necessarily like they hate it, but like it's not like their thing.
Yeah.
Then both of you should now find something that both of you enjoy doing together. So you are doing this for your partner to make them feel love because that's what makes them happy. And then your partner is doing this for you to make you feel love because that's what makes you happy. Both of you now find something else in between that makes both of you happy at the same time. Because these are things that probably help you bond as a couple. So that's the part when she said the husband comes back and then starts playing game, and then she's sitting down waiting for him to get done playing the game before, unless if she tried and the husband was like, no, I don't want to play with you, all those kind of. I feel like even if you don't know how to play, just go there. You can even sit around him, and like, I know some people, they just want to focus, I know, but like you can make an effort trying to get involved in it. He might enjoy it, both of you play, laugh, and after a while you can even drop the pad and just start having a conversation, and from there. So that's the only part I felt like I thought maybe she could have done something different there. But you know, one thing about these stories is that most times it's one-sided. We don't really know everybody, but then you address it as it comes, like the story. So
I want to point something out.
Okay.
See, I learn every day because I'll never have thought like, for me it's fine if someone's playing game and I'm doing my thing over there. But now that you put it the way you put it, I've just learned that, you know, it's good to like engage in like your partner's hobbies and, you know, try to find, at least show some interest in it.
yeah, you don't
I
have to.
I wouldn't think like that.
Yeah, you don't. Most time people think they have to enjoy it. No, because the goal is you want to see who you love happy, unless you don't want to see your partner happy.
I'm joking.
I mean, unless you don't want to see your partner happy, that's the time where you will probably not want to like do things that make them happy. Because if you actually want to see your partner happy, it will require you to like join them in that thing that makes them happy, even if it's not the thing that makes them. So that in turn, when you need them to be there for you to like, if you like someone that like watching Z World or you like watching Telemundo, you like doing any kind of stuff that you didn't think that a man, for example, will probably just find relaxing doing. But if he sees that you are interested in things, and sometimes he knows that it's not your favorite thing, but you just do it because you like him, it will kind of make him want to like, oh, come and sit down there, watch the whole movie with you, even if he's not so into it and all those stuff. But he will just be there for you because he knows it makes you happy having him around, and both of you are talking about the movie and all those. There are husbands that don't watch Telemundo in their life, but their wife made them turn to Z World fans. So, it's usually that way. So most times I just feel like that's the part where I feel like she kind of
let's go to
but then diving into other stuff.
Did she cheat? Because she actually said I cheated on her husband.
She cheated on the man. So from the story and everything, the husband has a lot of the blame, because even outside of like the fact that he plays game, because I don't understand how grown men I like playing game, right? But
Hey.
you can see I have an
Yeah,
Xbox, but you can
you have
hardly
a
see me
setup.
play it. You can
Yeah.
like I love playing game, but sometimes it doesn't interest me so much more as like having stimulating conversations with people.
Yeah, well,
I
people are
can
different
yeah,
now.
yeah, people are different, but yeah. But at the same time, I think the problem is that most people get into relationship and they think they are dating themselves or they are still single.
Yeah.
It makes it very hard because if you're in a relationship and you're feeling like you're single, then you probably not consider your partner in a
I'll
lot
be
of
there
things.
playing game. Actually, it used to pepper my body when I just. I don't get it, but I grew up with brothers, so it's I see it a lot.
Mm,
It used to pay me. I
yeah.
can't even imagine it.
I know.
But like you said, if you guys can do it together, you can find a way to minimize the time you
Mm-hmm.
spend. Because when they're just playing and playing and playing with people online, it just
They just lose track of time and all that. And most times
exactly.
it's losing track of time that usually happens, I think. But then, okay, let's get into what this lady complained about this man, other things. So she technically needed the man. She built everything. The baby came. She took care of everything. And I guess the man was just going to work and coming back. And that was it. And
There's also the fact that maybe he thought that was like, okay, I think she can handle this. I'll just bring the money.
mhm.
Like if she didn't really ask for input from him, and he felt like it was better if she handled most of that on her own. That's another angle.
More like a breakdown in communication. They were not actually talking.
Yeah. Seriously.
But 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 she said she kind of told him to help her, right? In some things.
Oh yeah, I think she said she brought up some stuff from time to time.
Yeah.
But I feel at some point she just gave up on the guy and was like just doing her stuff. Like, how do you build a nursery, especially in a country like this where they make a thing about building their
Yeah.
child's nursery and then she's doing it alone? I feel like
Yeah,
the relationship was over
she said
a
that
while ago.
the guy lies too. He's a very good liar.
The guy feels like he's clearly showing signs of like being depressed and stuff,
Yeah, but that's not an
and
excuse
that's
though.
why she's scared about leaving him.
But
So,
so here's the thing. I feel sometimes that's a narcissistic move.
true.
Sometimes they act like they're gonna die to keep you. They will be doing everything wrong, but the moment they sense that you want to leave, you see them trying to change.
Yes, now
To make you comfort-
bombing.
Yeah, to make that's what they do. I think like now that I think about it again, I feel like this guy is technically a potential, if not he is a narcissist, because that's what narcissists do. Like they will treat you so bad, they will mess up with your brain. Then when you finally realize like what am I doing here, and you want to leave, they'll start treating you well and start making like if you leave they'll die, and they will love bomb you.
If you leave me, I go die. Yo.
So and then another part of this story that really kind of scares me is how do you go to get married at a court and somebody tell you like you make me feel like killing myself, and you still walked into that courtroom and picked up a marriage certificate? Like how do people do that?
And that's the way I exclaimed when I asked, like, eh? I don't know.
Because it makes no sense.
Maybe he said it might have been in his tone. It's like, you make me want to kill myself. Maybe it wasn't. It did not land.
It wasn't a romantic you make me want to kill myself. No.
Oh Lord.
She said it broke her.
Yeah, and
The
she still
statement
went
broke her,
through
she
with
went
it.
through with it.
So I don't know what to say about that. If she,
Like, how do people see red flags and call it pink or cockroach yellow or I don't know, or cockroach pink?
it's love or love.
It's not
or
love. Oh. That's not love. Like
it's love. It's not love. They say that it's blind.
love is. They say love is blind, but marriage would open your eye.
Yeah, I should not hear that second part.
Okay, she not hear it and she entered. No, because the truth is that I think reading this and like thinking about it, like I said, the guy seems like a very narcissistic somebody. Because no,
So should she leave him?
I always hate finding myself in that position where I tell people to leave their marriage.
Okay.
Not like I don't want to be is it proponent or a supporter of people leaving marriages. I believe like things can work out, like if both of them want to work it out actually. I don't think divorce should be like the first course of action whenever, because like to so many couples that's like their first thought. Like once they have any issue, they're already considering divorce. Like I want to leave him, I want to do this, I want to leave her. So I don't think divorce is the first course of action. But then you need to determine if this man is a narcissist. Like I said, I feel like he is. Because if he is and he doesn't know or he knows, basically when she decides to stay, after a while, he will start all over again.
Yeah,
to
he'll go back.
misbehave.
Definitely he'll go back.
So I don't know. I know this is a case, and one thing about this thing is like two wrongs can never make it right. Like she cheated. It still whatever he did still doesn't justify. I like there's nothing in this life. Let me just say it.
I want to point something out. She already told him, Oga, I don't leave you, before she started looking outside. So
But
it's
then
not like
you're still married, whether you like it or not. You're still like
Um,
you still have that marriage. So even if you do something outside, you still cheated.
She said she cheated, so she
Yeah,
already
I mean,
accepted. If I was her lawyer, I'll say no. My client did not cheat on anybody.
That kind of thing.
But she already admitted it, so
No, she
I have
actually
nothing to say.
she actually cheated on him, and I feel like there is no one single reason to justify cheating. For me, I think if you can't take something, just leave the relationship or leave the marriage. Like I know she said she tried, like, oh, we're not doing this again, but in his eyes, wasn't like you're not legally divorced, so you're still married. So and both of you have not like had the conversation of, oh, we're no longer together, so I can go. You know, some people do that. They have the conversation, and then they go separately. You see what she said? She's still living in the man's house, so technically, it still seems like they are married.
Yeah.
So if she had moved out, it might sound a little bit different or something like that. But like you can't tell somebody that, oh, we're no longer together, but
And
like
you
you're
guys
still
are
in the
living
same
together.
house
True,
and all the so it probably seems like maybe you are trying to still work things out and whatever. So from the story, I feel like the man is not a nice person. He is probably a narcissist, and I don't know why people actually see red flags and still get into the relationship.
So, but
It doesn't
I
still
want
make
to
sense to me.
say something. Like, there are so many red flags. So people red flags, they don't marry.
So red flags are things that are red flags differs.
Okay, they should marry people that for them is not a red flag.
Exactly. There are things that probably are red flags to you,
Oh Lord.
but they might not be to me, and the things that are red flags to me, they might not be to you. Because at the end of the day, why they are general. Okay, let me put it this way: they are general red flags. Violence, abuse, those are red flags. They are everything. But then there are other things that might not necessarily. It might not be a red flag to some people because they feel like they can take it. But at the end of the day, I'll still tell you, don't take it, run away. Because the truth is that it will still bite you. So red flags are general things. There can be general red flags and there can be individual red flags. Things that you know that personally, on a personal note, you can't deal with this. So, and there's something I normally say too, like, if you want to deal with anybody, there are 3 ways to look at it. First of all, if you like see a character in somebody, before you proceed with that relationship, ask yourself these 3 questions.
I don't have a pen. I need to write this down.
if this particular habit continues, there are 3 things that will happen. 1, they will either get better, or they can get worse, or they will remain the same for life. So it's more of like, say for instance, if you want to get married to somebody and you notice that the person actually the person lies a lot, you can ask yourself, and you are claiming that you love the person, the love is driving you crazy. So you can ask yourself, what if this lying never stops? Would I be okay with it? What if this lying remains the same? Would I be okay with it? If they change and become better, stop lying, would I be okay with it? So ask yourself, and what I normally say is, if you know that if that situation remains that way or gets worse, that you won't be okay with it, don't go ahead. Because you can never guarantee what the future will become. It's possible that they will get into the marriage and they will get worse. Because one thing about character, until some people accept that they have a problem,
They won't work on
they
it.
won't work on it. So if they never find that thing to be a problem, you probably have to live with it that way. And it doesn't make sense to me that you knew that this thing was in existence and you now decide to get married, and then you get married and you now want to change them in marriage. It doesn't work, because at the end of the day, people struggle to change themselves. Like there are things you have told yourself, I will stop doing.
True.
But 3 years, 4
Yes.
years, 5 years, you are still struggling to change it.
True.
Now imagine you now trying to change somebody else who has not even accepted that thing is a problem to them.
I know.
Like, it doesn't work. So a lot of I don't buy the idea of being hopeful that people will change in marriage, because marriage doesn't change anybody. It actually reveals the deep things hidden in so many people, because it becomes clearer. So I feel like the idea that they kind of said, you make me want to kill myself, and you then continue the relationship, is just so sad, because that's terrible. So I know that she said something about feeling numb. The guy is love bombing her now. And one thing about love and feeling, I don't know what you think. Do you think there's hope for them?
I don't think there should be hope. I think she should find something better. I think she should leave him.
You think she
I'm
should
just
leave him?
sad. I don't know what he's gonna do, but I think she should leave him.
Yeah,
That's just me.
yeah, I get what you're saying. I don't know, because once people start saying they feel numb and all those stuff, like
She doesn't love him anymore.
she doesn't love him anymore, yes, but if we look at it realistically, he has done a lot to hurt her, right?
They probably have done it. They've both
Done a lot of things on both sides, because even the way I read this story, I feel like she probably have done some few things to him too. But then most times people, when we tell our story, we tell our parts.
Yeah,
We
it's
exclude.
your story.
We exclude
You gotta
where
look good. You're the one telling it.
you exclude where you did some crazy stuff and all those stuff. Yeah. So I feel like she said that once he realized how serious she was, he started changing. And that's what I feel like narcissists do. That's why I keep saying it. I feel like he's a narcissist. I don't know if there's hope for them though, but
one thing I want to ask now, could you marry someone who is depressed or like prone to such suicidal thoughts and stuff?
it's a lot of things to deal. Like, it's a lot to deal with. Like, someone who is depressed, if I know that the person is depressed, I won't proceed with a marriage.
Oh, but you'll proceed with a relationship.
I'll proceed with therapy.
Oh.
They should go see a therapist.
Yeah.
Because it's only when people get help that they can get better. And only when they see that they actually need help.
But some people actually think, I make them feel better, I can save them.
No.
So I'm gonna go ahead.
It's a bad idea. Because he said that the guy has been depressed, Abby.
Yeah.
And
now she's thinking of leaving. She's now like, oh, what will this guy do if I leave?
And another problem is that sometimes people use all these things to make excuses
to
for
hold you.
Yeah, because right now she probably wants to leave, but she's feeling like, oh, I need to stay because I don't want him to kill himself or whatever.
Do something.
Let me tell you the truth. The number of people who have less people and they don't kill, even after saying they will kill themselves, that are still alive today, there are plenty.
There are some who actually do. And
There
there's
are
some who
some.
take you and your kid with them. So
There are
this
some.
world is dangerous. When you run.
There are some who have. There are some who have like killed.
People be crazy, please. I beg.
That's why the whole point of not dating a depressed person, because you need somebody who is mentally strong. Because sometimes people are mentally not okay. There's one story I read where the lady actually the current girlfriend intentionally drove like 3 inches, 3 feet close to the guy's ex that is on a bike, and came and told the boyfriend and was laughing about it.
What I would say about it, to answer my own question, is find what you can handle. Choose what you can handle. If you find out in the future you can't handle it, sorry, you chose it.
Yeah. So like I said, at the end of the day, you have to make a choice. But I think you should be very, very careful who you decide to go into a relationship with. Like, once somebody start making some toxic comments, even like when you're in a relationship, I think it's a sign to run. It's a sign to like run. Like, when I say run, fly.
People be crazy.
Because you don't want to get involved with somebody who probably will hurt you, somebody who treats you like they don't care and all those stuff. So I know people are marrying nonsense these days, but God will help all of us. Anyway, so I don't know what you guys think. I know we kind of tried to cover this, but then there's still maybe some missing point that we didn't touch. But I think for them, I know I can say there is hope and there is no hope. I think the hope comes from the fact where they need to figure out if the guy has actually changed for good, because it's possible that the guy has changed for good. It's possible. People change for good, so it's possible that guy has changed for good. And if the guy is willing to forgive her and forget that, not like forget per se, but like forgive and not hold that cheating against her. Because here's the thing, most times people will tell you that that they are okay, they will forgive you, but then they will hold that cheating event on you. Like once you do any small thing, but they'll bring it back. So if the guy is willing to forgive her and not like use that cheating event against her when they have issues in the future, then they can try to. But she says she's numb, she doesn't feel anything.
That's
but
what I wanted to say. Like she doesn't even.
It's a process too. Like when you meet people, sometimes you don't love them initially, but over time, these feelings grow. That's one thing about feelings. So all those stuff, they are possible. Like I won't say there's no hope entirely.
They need counseling.
But they need counseling, exactly. They need to go for therapy, couples therapy. If they actually want to save this marriage is still pretty new. This is 2023. They got married in 2021, so this is barely 2 years. So they probably need to like go for therapy. And I encourage every couple, even if your relationship is the most healthy relationship in this world, go for therapy. Go for
therapy or start a podcast where you guys are just talking. You gotta talk.
Oh my God. Okay, let's go to the next story. This one is interesting and very funny, and it's also annoying.
Okay.
33 male, girlfriend 38 female. So the girl is older than the guy. Demand I paid $200 to continue the relationship. So technically, the girl is asking the guy to pay $200 to continue the relationship. So let's find out. Wait, this is your reaction?
I'm just waiting to see why. That's little money. Oh, it's not little money, sorry. But let's see why though.
Okay. My girl got upset yesterday when I accidentally played audio for work while she was playing music. So we never had this issue before. She got so annoyed and she goes to our bedroom and locks the door. I go to the door and explain that I will put on headphones, but she is still upset and says, okay, do you want me to give you space? And she responded, yes, giving space. So she responded, yes, that she wants the space, because giving space is what her therapist recommend that we do when she gets upset like this. She has PTSD. Still the same issue. However, she gets even more upset because I failed to hug her while she was upset. She goes for a walk outside while upset, and soon enough I followed. Eventually I find her and we talked. We had a conversation where basically she demanded that I pay up $200 to her to forgive me. However, we make up and everything is cool again without me having to pay. Sadly, we frequently have these seemingly minor things that in my opinion gets blown out of proportion. Today, she wants to have YouTube Premium, a service I already have, and she wants me to share it with her. I play along and try logging into the YouTube app on her phone. I take her phone with her permission and move away so she does not see my password while logging in. I have never had to share my password before, and it was a privacy thing to me. She got offended and claimed it is a trust issue. I explained that I have rarely shared my password before, and that instead I will upgrade to the family plan to circumvent me needing to sign in. A win-win situation, right? She will get her YouTube that I pay for, and I don't have to compromise my password. She has none of it and gets so upset that she takes my phone and throws it on the floor. She also took a cup of hot tea and threatened to pour it on my computer. She has done this before. Okay. I pleaded that it was not a trust issue, and eventually she goes into the bedroom infuriated and locks the door. I plead with her and she does not reply at all. After some time, I give up and get back to work because responsibilities. We both work from home. We eventually talk after work, but she's upset and claims that I promised her $200 to make up for yesterday. To my recollection, I cannot remember exactly promising that, and she did not mention it today while we were working. Pretty sure she wouldn't have either. I'm mostly against giving her $200 as I don't feel that it solves the root issue at all, and I'm scared of what it will evolve into. Will I always have to pay to get out of these issues? Issues that from my perspective seems being such such as accidental playing my music over hers or not wanting to give her my password. I admit though, a promise is a promise, so I do have to pay up even if I don't recall saying I will. She will not compromise. I have offered that in our relationship we will more than make up for it, but she's dead set on getting $200. What do you think?
From the beginning, I was just like, this probably just like normal relationship back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't know. But at the end, with the threatening to pour hot water on someone's computer, that's a line for me being crossed.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of it just seems like banter, two people's banter. Yeah.
I kind of feel that this relationship is a toxic relationship.
Yeah?
Super unhealthy. Super, super unhealthy.
Why do you think so?
Like everything about it. Like who gets upset because you played music over their music and you stopped? Like it has not happened before. Like the idea was like, for example, let's say they were driving back from somewhere and they were listening to radio and maybe something plays on your phone. You kind of just played it. The person picks offense. Does it sound like something that is worth being annoyed about and it's happening for the first time? Not like it's a reoccurrence.
Yeah, maybe he hasn't done it before.
I'm saying he hasn't done it before.
Pet peeve. Maybe.
What kind of pet peeve that song played over another song? And he even went and apologized and said this is the reason she's asking for $200. You know, right? Because he played song over hers.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately she left, he went to apologize and was like, oh, I'll wear a headphone. Why? Like the idea of even asking for $200, it's crazy. Like
not for me.
It's not for you.
For me, it just seems like banter.
It's you know one thing about this thing is that
he'll ask for the 200 back and get it back.
He probably won't get it back. No, the fact that she's bringing it back again, like if it was like a joke, she won't be bringing it back. And here's the thing: you remember what he said? He said he doesn't know what this will result to. One thing about this thing is that if you start some things, you better get ready to like continue it.
True.
Because he will pay 200 next week. It will be maybe because you just did something. She will tell you to pay 500.
True.
And before you know it's
not banter if both people are not involved in it. That's maybe from her side it's lies.
It's not.
And on his side it's like, what's going on? We're not solving any problem. I'm just giving you money. So yeah.
Yeah, it's. I feel like
but
everything.
The way he said is toxic.
It's toxic.
When someone decides or threatens to destroy property,
I feel like
me, that's bad.
But
the rest of it just seems. But they are 33 and 38, so I don't know why they are bantering with this kind of banter.
It doesn't make any sense to me, seriously. And like from the initial like requesting for 200, it doesn't make any sense. Then he talked about her the YouTube premium stuff. So I was asking like I think I posted it on Facebook like do you reveal your password to who you are dating? I get the fact where your partner has access to your phone. It's okay. I don't have any issues with your partner actually having access to your phone. If your YouTube is open, it's fine. If your Facebook is open, if those things are open, it's fine. They can have access to it. I don't mind. At least your phone, they should have access to your phone.
Yeah, like my phone password, yes.
Yeah,
but the rest of it.
But I mean like asking for password for like
so you can log in somewhere. Like, why do you need my password?
Yeah,
like, you have access to my phone and those things. Why do you
Yeah,
need
so
to know my
I
password?
feel like requesting to it
Actually.
if they were married, I will say, oh yeah, give the password. You people are married, like you people are in it, like it's now a marriage.
Yeah.
Because tomorrow now you now start have to, if you break up, you
You
start
have
have
to
to change
change
in password
passwords.
up and down and all
Or
those stuff,
someone log in
and
and
they'll
start
log
doing
in and start
rubbish,
doing
yeah.
those
Like,
kind of
I
stuff.
beg.
Yeah. So, and she's having issues with it. She's fighting over it and saying it's a trust issue.
Trust issues.
It's a trust. I feel like they are, like the guy said, they're having a problem with things, like minor things are blowing up, and
Oh,
that's why I say it's toxic. It's a cause for concern. If they are like having issues, like it's big things, maybe he's messaging females online, like doing all those stuff that that
Okay.
have weights that should make people angry, then I would say the guy is at fault, that he is not doing the right thing. But from like the issues, password for YouTube Premium,
That's what I'm
and he
saying.
said, and even offered to like upgrade the whole thing so that she will have access, and he doesn't want to compromise. Maybe that password is, sometimes we use password.
So, exactly what I wanted to say.
Sometimes we reuse password.
We
Maybe
use it for a lot of things.
so maybe the YouTube Premium password might be
Why did I
password
tell
to
everybody that I reuse my password?
everybody reuses password in different. It might be different thing and different time. Different, maybe your social media password might be the
Yeah.
same, accounts different, but like they are different kind of passwords. So the idea that you want him to like give you his password, and he's trying to explain to you and even make a better proposal to you too, and you feel like that's trust issue. I think that's why I say it's toxic, because I'm seeing all these minor things that should not be issues, and the girl is escalating it, making it be a problem. And you now saw where she actually poured coffee.
No, she didn't. She threatened.
No, she has done it before, or is it?
She has threatened.
I don't
before.
know if threatened before or if she has poured it before. I don't know. It could be that.
Oh, she has done this before.
So so if she has done it before,
when people start destroying people's property, that's where I draw a line.
and she threw his phone away.
Hey, this is giving. Okay, I
see what I'm
don't know
saying?
who your listeners are, but there's this Nigerian show, the Gentleman's Club, where the girl is just crazy. She just be throwing this guy's phone and doing crazy stuff, and I'm like, both of you, what's going on? And she just keeps shouting. That's true.
I mean, like it's giving toxic vibe all over. Like,
I don't know why I wasn't seeing it before. I was just seeing it as what are these ones doing? Like,
every part
why
of
are you
it.
so bored?
That's why I say it's
Why are
bantering.
you
Like
playing rubbish play.
everything is giving toxic vibe.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Now I see it.
for me, I'll be like, bro, run. Like personally, because this is a relationship, it's not marriage. I have full confidence to tell people to run in relationship. But if it's marriage, I was trying to say find a way to tackle it first of all. If it's not working, then we now know, okay, it's not like you have tried everything and it's not working. But if it's relationship, I'll tell you run. Because this is the red flag we're talking about. You remember what I said? Why do you see red flags and you still walk into it in marriage?
Yeah.
Somebody who blows up on you, like small issue, they are picking offense. Small issue, they are throwing your phone. They are pouring water on your coffee.
That's the kind of people I find the most irritating.
Just imagine,
like, or someone that is carry your game up and be threatening to break it. Are you like? What's going on?
I was telling somebody, see, if you are with somebody who breaks things, the day they don't find anything to break,
They'll break your head.
they'll break your head.
Sorry.
They don't find anything to break, they'll break your head. Because
I don't know how people can stand that, though.
Some will tell you that's what makes them relax. That's what makes me feel good. I don't
know about you, but you're gonna pay for that, or I'm gonna report you to the police. Because
they'll probably pay
unless
for it.
That love is holding me, but you will get out. Like that's it. That's where we are done. Like if the love is holding me, I won't make you pay for it or like report it. But like when you start destroying property, I know you're not okay. Those that will just come and burn your car or break your glass.
I used to
Are
watch,
we okay?
I used to watch this show a lot. Divorce calls on YouTube, and you hear people saying like he used his hand to like hit the door, and the door like of the wall, and the thing like broke. The door broke. They went and punched their tire. They broke their glass. They jumped on the hood of their car. I'm like,
that I hate the fact that people punch walls because it makes them look violent. But I'm just like, you have energy to punch that wall. That means you're probably,
that kind of thing. No, like the whole idea of destroying things.
Yeah, I don't like it at all.
It's a wrong, like, even as little as screaming on me, I'm being very careful. Don't raise your voice because we're not shouting here. Let's have a conversation. Not to talk to.
That's something like you learn from time to time. Some people shout, so you learn to like tell them that don't.
That's what I'm saying. Like person like me,
but it's not like red flag. Like it's over because they shouted. You tell them.
I mean, like someone like me.
Correct.
If you shout on me, and we have had the conversations over and over again, and it seems like you're still shouting.
So is it one of those red flags where in those three things you check and
I will leave you because if you can, because I'm not saying we are perfect, right?
Yeah.
We're not perfect. I probably have flaws, but like you should know your capacity and what you can deal with. That's why I said these are maybe it might be a red flag that is personal to me.
Yeah.
Like because I can be very calm. I don't like chaotic environments, and
chaotic.
I don't like people screaming on top of their voice on me. Like even
I can't stand
even
it.
when we're having disagreements, we can scream when we are like arguing about
football.
Maybe football.
Your babe will be arguing about football.
Maybe we are talking about football, or maybe we are talking about like
an event.
In Nigeria, exactly. We are talking
social
about
media thing.
We are talking about other things, and we are like raising our not like we are fighting.
Yeah.
More like we're just raising our
Having
voice, just a heated
conversation,
kind of.
not an argument.
You remember like all those times we do like the African gathering or maybe.
I see you guys. I'm like,
and we are kind of playing games, and everybody's like, "Hey, do it this way." Hey. Those are kind of like we can do that, but when it comes to like. We're having an issue. We're not supposed to be shouting at each other because I will not hear what you're saying. Because it's more of like I'll tune you out. Because you're just screaming. So it's better that we sit down and actually have a conversation and find the issue. Because people scream at each other, they are not having a conversation. And what people do is that when you scream at them, they turn on their defense mode. And if it's somebody that likes screaming too, both of you end up screaming at each other. And at the end of the day, nothing is solved. And when nothing is solved, the problem is still there. Maybe people will chill out later on and then come back again, whatever. But like, personally for me, like I don't even tolerate that screaming. Not to now talk about somebody threatening to break something.
I feel like the guy really likes her or something. I feel like he's maybe putting more effort. He's the one with most of the love coming. And she...
maybe he loves her. Maybe he's tolerating some things because personally for me, I won't like everything I read there is just red flags from the top to bottom. You're asking me for $300 because I played song over. Like, so that's what we're now doing now. Like, I'll pay you to apologize. Tomorrow,
let him hurt your pocket, but I don't see why $200 will hurt his pocket.
Tomorrow again, another thing. Or are we making an agreement that anybody that hurts the other one will pay?
That's why I was thinking, is it the kind of banter you people are doing?
If it's what they want to do, like if you offend me, you pay. That one is their business. If it works for them, they can go ahead and do it. But you can see what the guy is saying. He doesn't know how this will evolve
this is
to.
solved.
He's like, this is not solving our problem.
That relationship is
the girl needs, if you want money, tell me to give you money so you can chop. Don't use forgiveness and attach it to money. It doesn't.
I like that kind of thing. You don't give me $200. I'll just buy one nice shoe because it's not my money. No, one shoe. I'll show you.
I just feel like
it doesn't. $200.
It doesn't make any sense. Like I feel like everything, like that. This last story, everything is a red flag to me. Like I can't even see one positive thing that comes out like the whole story that I can say that. Oh, okay, maybe like.
But is it not weird that like I didn't see it at first? You had to point it out for me.
So someone told me she got married and the husband changed after some years or something like that. And I was trying to tell the lady that here's the thing. One way to know these things is that you have to study to learn what toxic behaviors are. If you don't learn what toxic behaviors are, when it happens to you, you won't know. You would think it's normal. That's why sometimes you ask people, is your normal really normal? Because some people's normal are not normal. Some people's normal are chaotic. And their normal is chaotic because that's what they grew up with.
Yeah.
The whole idea of, for example, you growing up maybe in a home where your parents abuse you, like they kind of tell you some things about yourself, and you grow up with that nature. You grow up at some point and you start feeling like, oh, that's normal. If you insult me or if you do this thing, it's nothing. So that's because it's something that you have been programmed to think or think is okay.
Yeah.
So even when it's toxic, you not know it's toxic. Some things are just that way. So if you kind of open yourself to learning what toxic behaviors are, examples of them, what they look like, that these are things that we're supposed to like be learning, even in school. It's not because there are some so here's the thing: vital life lessons we don't learn it in school. We learn ABCD in school, but the things that will help you actually stay insane in the society, we don't necessarily learn them in school. So it's now left for people to now go and learn them themselves. But how many people do that? It's very few people. So when you study about toxic behavior, it helps you to recognize them. You don't know what you don't know.
True.
You don't recognize what you don't know about. So it's when you study about it, when you now see it, you're like, oh, I know this. I know this because so if somebody, because that's one thing about narcissistic people, they love bomb you initially. And then when they see you are getting comfortable, they'll start picking different feathers. They'll start by telling you, maybe you don't need to do this, you don't need to do this, you don't need to do this. This your friend is bad. This one is bad. They'll start separating the people in your life, trying to because their whole idea is to separate you from everything, isolate you, and then finish you. So if you know that this is how they behave, it will allow you to sit back and think for yourself. You remember what she said, that second lady? She said that when she spent time with the kid, that's when she because at that point she disconnected from the husband. So she probably wasn't really feeling the negativity that was coming from the husband that much. It was at that point that she kind of became free to think for herself, like, what's happening to me? Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
That's when it felt like she came to life that, oh, this is what I've been facing. This is this and that and that. So I guess that's part of the reason why probably you didn't notice it, because sometimes this thing that they are subtle, they are hidden. They are they can be hidden. That's why some people tell you he wasn't like that. It's when we got married that I struggle to believe that somebody can be toxic and you will not know. I know it's possible. I'm not saying it's not impossible. There might be exception, but what I'm saying, it's hard for me to believe that you stayed 4 years, 2 years in a relationship with somebody and you didn't grab a sense of the person being toxic or like being in a particular way. Because people don't really, we don't wake up and change. The whole idea of we got married and he changed.
You got married and then you got into close proximity and saw them for too long. Like you got really close and started living together. Probably you weren't living together before.
Yeah.
And then you started to see sides you hadn't seen before.
Yes, because what proximity does is what proximity does is that it reveals people to you. And what relationship conversations, communication are supposed to do.
Some people don't like to talk. What are we talking about?
So what are you doing with somebody who doesn't like to talk? You see, that's where the problem starts. Like you ignore a lot of things. You ignore a lot of things, and then when eventually you start having the issue, it seems like it's new. It's not new. It's been there, just that you didn't either recognize it.
But then people also lie. So what are you talking about if they lie?
Do you know how to track people's consistency and words?
Why am I tracking it?
That's the whole point. When you talk with people, sometimes, okay, I was telling my friend something this morning. I was telling him, see, there are ways to ask people questions and trick them with the question. And
why am I trying to
here's the thing.
Do that?
No, here's the thing.
I have to think about. I don't want to think about if you're lying or you're not lying.
No. Here's the thing.
Just say the truth.
You can ask somebody. If I ask you, are you a liar? You say, no, I'm not a liar. But I can ask you questions surrounding situations, and ask you what your reactions will be.
Have you heard my reactions to things?
Huh?
You know, when I answer some of your questions, I'm not answering as me. I just answer as what anybody could do, or what is fair, or what is logical. And so if you're judging me based on those answers, that might not be how I'll act. That's just a way I feel is acceptable.
So now the problem with it is that it makes you sound like somebody who is inconsistent.
Yeah, so suddenly I'm
And
a liar.
no, wait. Here's the thing: it makes you sound like somebody who is inconsistent because it will look like your word and actions are not in alignment, and it's a problem because you're supposed to be answering questions based on your beliefs, and when you want to
What
answer,
if I have a wide range of them? It's like
and when you want to
bandwidth is high.
when you want to do that, you want to cover what you actually stand for.
Oh yeah, and usually when we're talking and I'm like, oh hey, if it's me in this situation, this is what I'll do. But it doesn't mean that if someone does this, I think it's wrong. Usually I answer with, are you talking about me? And then I can give you that.
So that's the thing. So because we can always like the exceptions.
Yeah.
We can always make exceptions because a lot of things are not absolute. Like different things can manipulate different situations and it could go different ways. So but at the same time you wanna take a stand too.
Why?
This is my stand. Because it helps you sound like a more competent human being.
Okay, back to what you were saying. You were saying you get to know if someone is consistent by giving them scenarios and asking them how to act in the scenario.
See,
okay?
So instead of I'm not saying play games. It's not about playing games.
It sounds like it to me.
No. It's not about playing. I don't
I'm
agree.
trying to understand your mind.
It's about asking people exactly. That's the point. You're trying to like figure out how they think. That's what people don't do. Like when we communicate, we don't try to figure out how people think, because that should be one of the goals. Like you want to understand how this person process information, because if you understand how they think, it makes you to connect it to their behavior. It makes it easy for you to connect it to their actions, to their words. Right? So even as much as we say word and action be in alignment, although we don't hear people's thoughts, but then through how they process informations in like those kind of situations where the question has to be thought provoking, you get to see how they. So there are people who probably, if you ask them, are you a person of integrity? They'll be like, yes, I'm a person of integrity. That's a direct question, and they'll give you a direct answer because most time people will tell you what they think you don't want to hear. But then when you kind of paint scenarios.
I don't like this being scenarios, but okay.
When you paint scenarios, it could be real life scenarios too. You don't have to lie about it. But then when you paint those scenarios and ask them what they think, they will try to navigate that thing and they'll give you their thoughts. Yeah. And from their thoughts and how they view those things, you will know, okay, this person is a good person of integrity, or maybe this person says they are a person of integrity, but then they are willing to do mago, do compromise here and there, and you don't have to judge them by one response. Like you can do it, you can like have those. Sometimes it comes naturally, like just when you're talking. Like,
for example, something happens on social media and it's
you ask them, what's your point
what's
of
your
view?
Opinion?
Exactly.
Yeah, I don't like having opinion on things that happen on social media. So I'll be like,
it doesn't have to be things like, for example, when the Hakimi stuff that when they were saying that he divorced his wife, that kind of situation can be like, babe, what do you think about this? And you allow the person to show you how they think. In that kind of situation, that's where you learn how people think, and that can put you in a way where you know, okay, I need to be careful about this. I can see that this person doesn't believe in probably maybe oneness in marriage. They don't believe that a man should be the head, or maybe they don't believe that you are part of them. They see you as maybe the wife an outsider they just came to give birth. When you kind of understand it from that angle, you start to see, because if you ask them directly, do you think you're a good husband? Do you think you're a good man? They'll tell you, yes, I'm a good man. I mean, but when those things kind of provoke and give you how they think, it helps you to know if they're actually lying to you or if they're being truthful. So those are like, once things goes online like this, like I kind of like feel like, oh, okay, this is a very good question to ask your partner now to like see how they think. Because if they kind of, I'm not saying they have to have the same view as you, but then you probably want to like understand their thought process about it. And you people can have conversations about those kind of things, and then you see how they kind of, why they believe what they believe and all those stuff. So those are the deep conversation people are supposed to be having in their relationship and don't have. And this couple don't have it. They are basically just running on toxic fuel. And it's so sad. I really wish that a lot of people will.
I want to say something. Every time I talk to Prophet, I learn something new. My mind is renewed. So
Hallelujah.
yeah,
I don't
amen.
know. I don't know how many minutes we have, or I don't know if you
Yeah.
should do one more question, or maybe
I don't know. We could go ahead.
I don't know. Do you guys want more questions or more
Or maybe you
stories?
do it with the next guest you have. I don't know.
You want to show up again?
Me?
Maybe I'll be
No.
dragging you maybe once a month.
No. Please, oh, before you move.
I'll
No.
be dragging you to come and do once a month.
No.
You know what?
My opinions, please.
Most times I can have weird opinions.
And like I have people I hear my opinions and it being permanent on the internet because it could change.
No. Definitely, opinions can change. Like the whole idea of human being is that we evolve, we grow, we learn. So I might have this strong opinion today. Next 5 years,
I don't have strong opinions.
I mean, like I can have an opinion today. Next 5 years, I'm like, oh, okay, I think differently about it now. It doesn't mean like when you have an opinion, it doesn't mean that has to be your opinion for life.
Yeah.
So we learn things and we change, we evolve, we become better. Mm-hmm. That's the goal. So opinions are allowed to change. So anyway, I know we tried to answer the questions, we tried to give them advice, we tried to talk about so many other things, but I hope you guys actually learned something from today's episode. And Onyeka said she learned something. Then I know I learned something. I guess you guys learned something too.
I did. Yeah. One thing I learned, I've forgotten the first one I learned, but you have to know some toxic behaviors, like read about or learn about some toxic behavior, so you're able to identify it when it's in somebody you're in a relationship with. So I'll be blind. I'll just be like, okay, unless you start destroying things, and
that's the one. That's the one destroy things. That's the one
I
you know
don't get
well.
it, because for me it's like I don't get it. I don't get people who can stand it. I don't get people who do it. So
yeah, that's because it's the one you cannot understand very well. So it's easy for you to recognize it. Like even somebody like saying subtle things like maybe you're not good enough or something like that.
I don't even get that. Like, why did you just say I'm not good enough?
Yeah, so some of those things, like you might not say. And one thing about those things, those words, is that they stick with you. Like you remember them, you think about them. It makes you start feeling less about yourself.
But why would someone say that to somebody?
Because they are toxic. That's the whole idea of being toxic. They want to bring you down. They want to have power over you. That's the point. People who abuse people are power driven. So they believe that if they can call you all those names, if they can insult you.
But then it doesn't work on everybody, because there's somebody, if you give me, like, depending on who the person is, it doesn't work.
So that's the whole point of the thing. Like, remember what we said?
Anyway,
they isolate you.
Exactly.
They isolate you and see if they can. So, but if you know all these things, those toxic behaviors, once they start making their move.
But why am I spending time learning about toxic behaviors when I could be learning something else?
Learn everything. Learn everything. They have a way of helping you. That's the truth. Learn everything that you can learn.
I would have confidence that you don't be on the lookout for me. I'll be like, can you check?
That's so.
This person did this thing. We can check if this person is toxic or not.
Oh yeah, well, that's what I will come and be doing for you. If you like, don't open your. If you like, don't open your eyes. And
I'll come and say, let's share notes, please.
Anyway, so I guess this is one of the reasons why I decided to do this, because he allows us to have this conversation, real life situations, talk about these things, and see how we can help so many people out there who probably might be in similar situationship and similar problems. And I believe that whatever we have talked about here today, that it has blessed your life and your soul and your spirits, and you have actually learned from it. So hopefully in the coming episodes, we'll bring in more stories, more single teachings, more guests and stuff like that. Cool stuff, so that we'll be learning. I don't just want this to be I'll read a story to you and then share. I actually want it to be something you read a story, somebody listen and learn. Say a
Bible verse or something. I feel like this our episode, there has been no Bible verse, and I don't know if it's because of me, but I need a Bible verse to go with this episode. Please.
The Bible said, husband, love your wife as Christ loves the church. Okay. So if the man in the second story actually loves the wife as Christ loved the church, he will help her and not allow her to do all those things herself. Yeah. So, and also the Bible said kind words puts away anger. The Bible said stuff about your word being seasoned with grace. That lady, that second lady, her lifestyle is not seasoned with grace.
Oh, the last person, right?
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
and the other one, the first story, the one hiding. Is there? I don't know if Bible says to talk about people that are hiding their
those
partner.
ones. Okay, I feel that was like the most.
That was the lights.
Chill
It was light. We started with lights. We started
Yeah,
light
very
before
light.
we went deep. So I hope you guys have learned from this, and we'll bring you more stories next weweek.
He
Hopefully,
will bring you more stories.
hopefully I'll find a way to drag her.
If you guys like me, maybe I'll show up once or twice.
That's
But you
it.
have to show me that you like
That's
my
it.
vibe. That's all.
Don't be only vibe. You go fear vibe. But anyway, thank you guys for joining. You remember how we do this? Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, Relationship Talk Unfiltered Podcast. Go to Spotify, go to Apple Podcasts, you'll find it there. Remember to share this with your friends. Remember to leave a like so that YouTube can promote this, another platform can promote this. You know how we say everything I'm saying right now. Just, you know what I'm saying. Just go and subscribe and like the video. That's the conclusion of the whole matter.
Okay.
So thank you, Onyenka, for showing up. I know this was very impromptu. It was like last minute. I was like, hey, come, let's do an episode. And she was like, oh, sure, let me.
Truth is, I've been so isolated and alone. So I've been looking for someone to talk to. And the way he said it, I was like, oh, this is going to be good for me. I need to talk.
Yeah. So thank you for coming last minute. I was about doing this alone, actually. But it was good to have you join up. Maybe I'll still probably do some more alone, maybe within the weekend.
Okay.
So you guys have something. Yeah, I'm back. Thank you and stay blessed. Do you have any final word?
Stay blessed and stay cool.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be cool on this street.
All right, guys. See you guys in the next episode. Bye.